Stick around to the end of this video and you could win a free vibrator. Hello, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. And a special hello to anyone who prefers to take a bath over showering. I too like to be human soup. A special hello to anyone who's making headway on their to be read list. I applaud you. You are truly the strongest soldier. A special hello to anyone who has caved into the claws of capitalism and got the lover cardigan. I see you. Me too. And a very special hello to anyone with a clown phobia. I don't have one, but I know a lot of you do. What happened? For today's video, we're gonna be looking at some queer memes. I thought maybe we'd just have a good time today. We'd have a giggle, a ha-ha, if you will. So let's get into it. What are your pronouns? Yes, no. I like how it's also powered by cis, but not like cisgendered, but more like cis. What are your pronouns? Cis, yes or no? I guess this works for people who prefer to use their name over pronouns. This said ally to them. Someone has a gender you don't understand. That's how stuff works sometimes. I don't understand French, but the language still exists. This is what I always try to tell people when it comes to anything, almost most things on earth, is just because you don't experience it doesn't mean somebody else is going through a very real experience with that thing. I've never held $1 billion, but I know that it exists. I've never been attracted to a man, but I know for other people that's a very real experience that happens every single day. And as far as the French language goes, j'ai parlé un peu français, Jean croissant chocolat. Oui. Who would have known my 2 years of French would have came in handy at some point in my life? But yes, just because you don't know something doesn't mean that it's not real. Just because you don't experience something doesn't mean somebody else doesn't. Just because you're not drinking water right now doesn't mean Bubbles isn't drinking water right now if you hear that little lapping sound. The second I said that, he backed away. I'm so sorry, King. Okay guys, time to get into today's sponsor. That felt like it went really well. Wait a minute. Yes guys, today we have a sponsor for my 18 plus crowd. This is BB Outlet by Bellesa Boutique. So while Bellesa Boutique offers high luxury products, those are also gonna come at a higher price point. But with BB Outlet, you can get a quality toy, but for cheaper. Of course, not everybody has a ton of money that they want to spend on toys. And so this is a cheaper option if you're still somebody who's interested in it, but want a little bit smaller of a price point. All of these products are still made with high quality, body safe materials, but they're just a little bit more accessible. So today I just want to show you some of my favorite things that they gave me. So the first one I'm going to show you is the rose. Let's pop this bad boy open. So it's going to come with a charger. So not only is she cute, but she has 10 different suction modes. All you have to do is hold this button to turn it on and then click through them. You've probably heard a lot about Rose toys. There's a reason you've heard a lot about them. This is a fan favorite of basically everybody I've ever spoken to. Next up, we have the Mini Air Clit Suction Vibrator. Once again, coming with its own personal charger. That's a nice thing about every toy I'm gonna show you. They're all rechargeable, so you don't have to buy batteries, spend more money on it. Now this one is awesome because it is palm sized, so you can hold it really, really easily. As well as the Rose, you just hold it to turn it on, and you can click through all of its different modes. This one is also gonna have 10 modes, so lots of different ways to experience it. This one is called Polish, and it looks like a little nail polish. Isn't that camp? This one is going to be waterproof and have 5 different speeds. All you do is pop this top off and there's the toy. So this is fun because it's a little more discreet. Keep it in your nightstand. If you're going somewhere or traveling, you can pop it in your purse, your bag, whatever. And also, if you don't even care about discreetness, like, it's just fun. It's just adorable. And the last one I'm gonna be showing you today is D. I wanted to show you this one because it's very different than the others. Just like all of these, it's made with 100% body safe material. This one is also going to be waterproof. It's going to have 5 different vibration speeds. And this one is going to last for 2 hours of charge on like one charge. That's pretty good. So this one has an internal piece as well as this outer piece. And you can just click through all 5 of the speeds. So if you are interested in BB Outlet, go to the link in my description. You could also sign up for the giveaway and get a free vibrator of your own. And thank you so much for sponsoring this video that we are now going to get into. My dad just realized that the apartment his unmarried aunt has been living in for the past 20 years with her best friend Irene has 1 bedroom. He's so confused. Does Irene sleep on the couch? She's 83, she shouldn't be sleeping on the couch. Oh buddy pal, we should sit down and have a talk. I think it's time that we have a moment. It's the 1 bed trope, but your aunt. Do you think a dad would understand that reference? Possibly not. You know how at the end of football, when they slap each other's butts? That's what your Aunt Irene... So stupid. I like the idea that he's not even like upset about it, he just genuinely doesn't understand. I like to think that it's not that it's a problem, it's just that he's like, well, they've always said they've been best friends, so they're best friends. I mean, yeah, hopefully they are best friends. It's good to be best friends with your partner. Don't worry, Irene isn't sleeping on the couch. She's sleeping with your aunt. People go off about transphobes not knowing any better because they're old, and today my 90-year-old granddad gifted me one of his fancy suit jackets, complimented my terrible beard, and continued his extremely wholesome habit of calling me Sonny me lad. So yeah. I spent years terrified of coming out to him because he was in his 80s at the time, so I wrote him a letter like, I'm a man, Gramps. And he was so proud he showed the letter to his neighbors and phoned me and opened with, so how's my grandson? And he has never gotten a pronoun wrong. I think this wholesome story is one of those moments that tells you that people can learn and people can progress just because you weren't around something when you were younger. And also, queer people have always existed. So it's also kind of funny to me when it's like, oh, they're old so they don't understand. And it's like, you definitely knew somebody who was queer even when you were younger, even if you're like 80 now. You definitely knew somebody in high school, somebody from work, like you knew a queer person. There's a reason these rights have been legalized, and it's because there's been a fight for it for forever. But it is always very wholesome to see somebody of the older generation genuinely care and try and embrace the people that they love, because guess what? They're still the people that you love. Also, Sonny me lad is the best thing I've ever heard. I like to imagine it in a really thick accent. Sonny me lad! I'm so sorry, that was so bad. That is really wholesome though, I love that. I don't wear rainbow items to tell you who's in my bed. I wear rainbow / I'm gonna say pride in general items so the family across the street knows they are safe. So the couple in the restaurant know they aren't alone. So the boy who sees me notice him looking at dresses knows I won't judge. I wear pride because you make them hide. I think this is like a really big thing that a lot of people don't often realize. I personally don't typically wear pride items because I just don't like how they look. I typically wear darker colors, and if I'm wearing lighter colors, there's probably an occasion. But in the moments where I have had a pride pin or I have had something more colorful, it is to not tell you I'm gay, because let's be honest, most people who look at me are gonna be like, that's a gay. It's to show pride and support for not only myself, but my community. And I think that's a beautiful thing. It's like when I drive past an apartment and I see that they have a pride flag, every single time I see that, I like look whoever's next to me and I say, look, gay. Because it's just nice to see people out and about being proud of who they are and showing that pride, and it makes you feel safer in your neighborhood. It really does. When I look around and I see there's a pride flag, it makes me go, yes, people like me exist and are around. It's just a nice reminder that we're here, we're queer, and we're sticking up, no fear. To the bigot that stole our pride flag on the 51st anniversary of Stonewall, surprise, we're still gay, now we're just gay and annoyed. That's something I don't understand when people like tear down pride flags or remove the T from LGBT in government websites or go out of their way to try to take away same-sex marriage. It doesn't make these people not exist. We're all still here. That doesn't remove us from the history books, that doesn't remove us from the present, and that doesn't remove us from the future. It's a futile attempt at getting rid of something that will never go away. Because it's not some woke mind virus, it's how people are born and how people will always be. And there is no way you could just take that away from someone. You can take down a pride flag all you want, but it doesn't take away gay people. I'm still not over when The Sims 4 deconstructed gender and it really came down to this. The clothing preference, will the sim be able to get pregnant, and can the sim use the toilet standing? I remember when they did this and I was over the moon about it. I loved it. It is nice that you could just make a sim, you could make yourself, you could make somebody else, and this is all it came down to. And now your Sims can respect gender and pronouns. And it's so simple in the game, but it's so hard for people in real life. When you boil it down to this tiny change in a game that made a massive difference, and we can't even make this tiny change in real life of just like, hey, let people pee. Hey, let people dress how they want to dress. Also, on another note, it's low-key representation for anybody who's infertile. It's representation for anybody who just likes to dress in opposite clothing. It's representation for people who like to pee while sitting down, even if they can stand while peeing. It really is a game changer on just how you can exist in the game, because that's how people exist in real life. Dag dag. How do straight people have sex? Like, who is the guy and who is the other guy? I don't have much commentary on that one. I just thought that one was funny. Just gave me a giggle when I saw it. Today I had my favorite ever unsolicited queer comment. I was holding hands with my girlfriend when a middle-aged woman with very little English approached us. She smiled, nodded approvingly, and said, "Men is too headache." They said solidarity. They said ally. Or maybe they said me too. I like how we don't know, but no matter what, she's with us. I feel so bad for Magic. This man had one son and this is what God gave him. He got a son with his own fashion line worth over $200 million. What did your parents get? A homophobic piece of trash. Yeah, you're saying you feel bad for Magic because his son is gay. Like, look at the life he's living though. I'm not gonna act like I know a ton about Magic Johnson, but I know the big things. And I also know what this photo is telling me, which is he is happily in that photo with his family in a very nice apartment of some kind. Smiling and enjoying his life while you're being upset on the internet because somebody's smiling and enjoying their life and enjoying a relationship with their queer kid. That's good. It's good that there are families who accept and love their children. It's good that people can accept and be happy with who somebody is. I never understood how that could be such a big issue to people. It's so much easier just to, if you loved somebody before, to just keep loving them. You know, being queer, it's definitely a part of somebody, but it's not who they are. If you loved somebody before they were queer, you can love them just as much after. It's harder to jump through mental hoops to say, oh gosh, this person that I really enjoy and I really love, how am I gonna hate them now? Just doesn't make sense to me. My mom allowed me to put any flag on my wardrobe doors except for the pride flag, so 241 flags later. Okay, let's lock in. I'm not very good with flags, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I see the trans flag immediately. I'm guessing that's because your parent probably wouldn't know what that one is compared to like a pride flag. The Canadian flag. Oh, the representation is real for trans Canadians here. You know what? You're thinking harder, you're thinking smarter, and you're coming out on top. I'm sorry that your parents won't let you put a pride flag up though, that is sad. I don't understand why people just can't let people have self-expression, especially if it's pride within who they are. But I love your workaround. I think it's very creative, very fun. You said I can't have one flag, what if I have 241? What now? You gonna make me take down all of them? Also, the way that the handles pop out, I don't know why, but it looks like a little face with eyes. Grammy Awards 1975. Ladies and gentlemen, and others. See, we have David Bowie in 1975 recognizing the existence of people who aren't just ladies or gentlemen. And 50 years later, we still are just fighting for the right for people to appear and be visible as who they are. You have David Bowie at the Grammy Awards doing it in 1975. It has been 50 years since 1975. And people would have still gotten upset if some artist said this today. Just another example of queer people have always existed. They existed before TikTok and Tumblr. They existed pre-internet. Instead of trying to consistently find blame for where they came from, maybe find blame in why you're so upset about it. Imagine that your child feels so lost from you that they sink into the arms of a complete stranger and sob endlessly just because that stranger is wearing a shirt offering hugs from a dad. Dad gives out over 700 free hugs at Pride Parade to kids rejected by their parents. Oh, that's really upsetting. I know that this is queer memes, but sometimes things like this I think are also nice to put in there. Because while it is upsetting, there's also a lot of hope in it, that there are people who love the community so much and care so much about these people that they are willing to spend their day being somebody that somebody else was not for them. And I think that's beautiful. I think the way that community can come together and people can treat one another can be beautiful. And I think it says a lot about the person who's willing to go out there, wear that shirt, and understand how much it means to someone. So shout out to the people who do that, because there's always the moms and dads that go to Pride and wear like the, you know, ally parent hugs shirts. And I think it is really nice because somebody needed that. And I think it's beautiful that somebody supplied it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was a nice little break from all the chaos. I hope you are having an amazing week. If you liked the video, please like it. If you really liked it, consider subscribing. And thank you again, BB Outlet, for sponsoring this video. Head to the link in the description and click on that. They are giving away free vibrators to everyone, so check out the giveaway. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.